Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to a new video. And today we're gonna be looking at my Shop My Stash recap for July. So we've had quite a bit of product that I kind of wanted to get some uses out of during July, and it was either because they were my project pan products or products that I haven't used in a while, or they were in my summer eyeshadow palette collection, so I just want to have some uses for when I'm gonna do my summer palettes recap that I do every 3 months. And yeah, so some of these products are new, some of these products are really old, some of these products we were able to use up, which, you know, I was very happy about, and or just like get bigger pans in, so I was very happy about that. Before we're gonna jump into this video, hi, my name's Sasha. I love indie makeup, I love colorful makeup, I love eyeshadows especially. I film these Shop My Stash videos every single month where I just pick a couple products in all different categories and I just try to focus on them during the month, but it's not a rule that I only have to use these products in a month. It's just a suggestion for me to try to get more uses out of my collection. And so today we're gonna be looking at the July product. If you're interested about this look, I filmed it today and it should already be up on my channel. I don't know when I'm uploading this video with the recap because it's not the most important video, so you know, more interesting videos are always up front and I just post this whenever there's time. So I don't really know how far back this Get Ready With Me is, but I will link it down below and I will put it in the little card as well. And now let's look at the products that were in my last month's Shop My Stash. So first we have the, where is it? I'm actually wearing two of the palettes, so we're gonna get to that. But first we have the Delicious Delights palette by Cosmic Brushes. I think this is just like the quintessential summer palette and also spring palette. So this is how she looks like. She is gorgeous. And we went from 26 uses to 32 uses, so I've been able to use her 6 times. And she's just such a perfect rainbow palette. Like, I love her, can't get rid of her. She is too beautiful. Then I have a brow product, which obviously I haven't used today, but it's the She Glam Brows on Demand 2-in-1 Brow Pencil. So this is how she looks like. I've only used her 12 times last month because then I used her up. So yeah, she's in my empties already, and I think my July empties are coming right after this video. So yeah, either right after or it's gonna be pretty soon, or maybe they're already up. Again, as I said, it's kind of, it depends, but if they are already up, I will link it down below, and if they're not, it will come out soon. Then I have one of the palettes that I'm wearing today, which is the Solmane palette by Udden's Eye. So this is the one, and I'm actually wearing her. I've used this shade on the lower lash line, then I think also this shade. I have both of these shades on my brows, and I think that's it. So yeah, she's beautiful. And we went from 61 uses to 68 uses, so I've used her 7 times. And I'm really proud of myself because obviously she's a older palette, and also since I've been on vacation for a week, I kind of brought my project pan palettes, honestly, because I just wanted to use them up a little bit, or like get some more uses in them. Then we have the All Laced Up blush from Colourpop. So it's the Super Shock Cheek Paralyzed blush. I've actually had a huge pan in this one, and I decided to repress it, so now it's more towards the middle, because there was so much product on the edges but there was nothing in the middle, and it was really hard for me to pick the blush and be able to use it properly. So I just like I just kind of used a knife to shatter it to small pieces, which this one is kind of hard to do because it's more jelly formula. And then I just took a paper towel and pressed it. I think you can still kind of see the imprint of the paper towel, even though I've used this once since repressing it. But yeah, we went from 51 uses to 59 uses, so I've used her 8 times. I've used other products from Colourpop more, but this one definitely was important for me to use, and I think I'm gonna be able to get a new pan in this throughout August. Then I have the Spring Magic palette by Unearthly, which is the other palette that I'm wearing today. She's so pretty, she's so beautiful. And I think she was, I recently uploaded my eyeshadow palette ranking for this year, so like all the eyeshadows that I've tried so far this year, and this one, I'm pretty sure this was #1. So yeah, it's perfect palette. I'm kind of using, I think I'm using the whole first row, and she's just beautiful. We went from 9 uses to 11 uses, so I only used her twice. Because I was just kind of, you know, focusing on other things, and I kind of forgot that this one was in my project, in my Shop My Stash, but I definitely want to use her more, and maybe I'm gonna put her in next month's Shop My Stash as well, we'll see, but yeah, I definitely need to touch her more. Then from Colourpop, I'm kind of going back and forth, but I have the blush in Chiffon. And again, I had a huge pan in this and I repressed it, but as you can see, like, there's so little of it, like it's very close to hitting a new pan again, because it just really, there's not much product left in this. We went from 26 uses to 39, so I've used it 13 times. I've used it today as well. Yeah, I've been really trying. This one isn't that hard to use up, I think, because it's very sheer and very light, but it's kind of like a duochrome with orange base and a pink sheen, which maybe you can see, maybe you can't. And this one I think I'm gonna be able to use up this year. I don't know about chiffon, I would love to, but I don't know about Olay, but I would really want to. But chiffon will definitely go away from my collection, go out of my collection, because this one just is really easy to use up. Then we have Christmas Eve palette by Uden's Eye, which is my Project Pan palette. And this is how she looks like. We went from 71 uses to 79 uses, so I've used her 8 times. I don't know if I've added some pans. I don't think this one had a pan. And I think that's it. And I don't have the Christmas Eve shade anymore. I've used it to create a nail polish, which that video maybe is already out, because I'm kind of, as I'm filming this, I'm waiting to receive more of the nail polish base to be able to create more nail polishes and finish up the video. But yeah, I think it might be already up on my channel, so if you want to see how to make a successful nail polish out of eyeshadow, because this wasn't my first time trying to film a video like that, you can definitely check that out. Then we have another Colourpop blush in Doozie. Again, this one had a huge pan, and this one actually, because this one isn't pearlized, but it's the matte version of the Super Shock Cheek blush. This one was so hard to use once you had like a bigger pan in the middle, so I had to completely shatter it and repress it. As you can see, like, it is very textured, but at least now I can use it, because my brush, the only brush that really works with this formula is this stippling thicker brush by BH Cosmetics. All of my other brushes that are the size of a blush brush don't work with this. Like they're either too stiff or too soft to be used with this. And yeah, it was really hard to get any product on there because it was just so, I don't know, maybe it even hard bent a little bit. So yeah, I had to repress it. It looks awful now, but at least it works. And doozie, we went from 19 uses to 29 uses, so I've used her 10 times. Very happy with that. And yeah, I think this one also shouldn't be hard to use up because you actually need quite a bit of this one. It is pretty sheer and you do have to like build it quite a bit. Then last palette that I actually took to my vacation is the Nomad Cosmetics Ireland Wild Atlantic Way palette. It is just the most beautiful green palette, and because green is kind of like my neutral color, and on my vacation I still had the green hair, I just felt like this is a perfect palette to take. We went from 9 uses to 12 uses, so I've only used her 3 times, but I pretty much only wore I wore makeup only like 5 days out of the vacation, and yeah, so 3 times this, and then I also had my Earth palette, so that one also was used. But yeah, I still love this palette. I think it's a wonderful palette, and for green shades it's definitely perfect. Then we have a highlighter from Colourpop in the shade Hippo. I haven't hit pan on this one yet, but I've used it today, and there is quite a bit of you know, like a dent in the middle. We went from 11 uses to 20 uses, so I've used it 9 times. And yeah, I think it's really pretty. It's a cute, cool toned, iridescent highlighter that I do like, and I sometimes use it in my inner corner as well. Then I have mascara. I have the Essence mascara. This is the I Love Extreme volume mascara. It's waterproof, and I've completely used this one up. We went from 36 uses to 47 uses, so I've used her 11 times. And yeah, kind of in the middle of the month I had to switch her. I'm now using again from Essence the Get Big Lashes volume boost, also waterproof mascara, and I think they're pretty much the same. They have a very similar brush, and yeah, I think maybe this one is less clumpy, the one that I'm using right now, but it's still a pretty good mascara. Like, I definitely prefer this over some of my L'Oreal or Rimmel mascaras that I've tried. So not all of them, but some of them, and they're definitely a lot more expensive. Then last Colourpop product is again a highlighter, and it's the Highly Wasted Super Shock highlighter. This one I used the least because it's kind of like just like a bronzy, goldy, orangey shimmer, which is very like, it's very basic. I thought it's gonna be a little bit more when I was buying it. And Delicate, we went from 11 uses to 13 uses, so I've only used it twice. It's really pretty neutral highlighter, but I prefer highlighters that are either a lot more sparkly or a lot more yellow based, or then they have to be like really orange, and this kind of in between isn't really my style all that much. Then product that I forgot to take out of my empties is the Under 20 BB cream. I've only used it once last month. We went from 32 to 33 uses, and it's horrible, and I need to throw it away because it doesn't work anymore. It's like 2 years old. It pills like crazy, and I can't. So that one went out of my collection immediately. Then I have a bronzer that I'm wearing today, and it's the Glam Shop Cream Bronzer in Olive. It's a beautiful bronzer. I actually really like this one because it's not too dark for me. Like, it looks very natural, I think. And it's really easy to use. You can use your beauty blender or a brush with it. When I first got it, I was using beauty blender with it, but I actually think it looks better with a brush. If you have a nice brush, I would definitely use that one. And we went from 6 uses to 10 uses, so only 4 times. I don't use blushes all that much. I don't use bronzers all that much. Now that I have blue hair, I definitely will use it because, you know, I just don't want to look too pale. But in the beginning of the month I definitely wasn't using it because I was working a lot, and on my vacation I wouldn't bring this something this big because, you know, I was just doing more like airy, easier looks just to have fun with my eyeshadows, but I also wanted to be able to just, you know, spend all day walking and, you know, taking my sunglasses off and on all the time, and, you know, just it's just not very practical. So that's the bronzer. And do we have anything else? Oh yeah, this Rimmel Kind and Free concealer. Mine is in the shade 10 Fair, and we went from 140 uses to 156 uses, so I've used it 16 times. I wasn't really using concealer all that much this month because, I don't know, I just, first of all, I have a little bit of self-tanner on, so I don't feel like my, I don't know, I feel like you can't really see the under eye circles as much, and usually I only use it in my under eye area. And yeah, and also, I don't know, in summer I don't really use concealers all that much. I don't know if it's just that I'm not that pale or that I can sleep more, or I don't know what it is, but I don't use them very often. So those were all the products. I'm really happy with myself. Like we only finished 2 products, and then one is a declutter, but I think we got a lot of uses, especially out of my face products, the Colourpop products. I'm very happy for that. I'm happy that I was able to repress them successfully, and that I'm gonna be able to use them a little bit easier. And yeah, I really hope we're gonna be able to use them up this year. I think except the highlighters. I don't think I'm gonna be able to use up the highlighters because they're still, like, they're the newest in my collection from Colourpop. But I would like to eventually get rid of these because I like them. I love the formula of the blushes and the highlighters, but the packaging is just stupidly big. Like, half of the plastic packaging is just plastic. It doesn't need to be this bulky, and I don't like storing this, so. And when it comes to my eyeshadow palettes, I was able to use all of these eyeshadow palettes 28 times in the month of July, so I think that's also really nice. It definitely means that we've been using them quite a bit. And yeah, even though I wasn't able to create many pans, I think it was only maybe 1 pan in the Christmas Eve palette. But you know, it was the only project pan palette in that pile. I actually made a new pans in the Earth palette, and I think I made a pan in the luxury shade. Again, don't look at these 2 shades. I've used some of the shades for the nail polishes, but before I was using it for the nail polish, I already had a pan in this shade called Luxury, and then I also managed to create a pan in this shade called Golden Year. So I'm only missing 1 pan here to fully hit pan on this palette, so you know, that also should count, even though it wasn't in my project pan. And I think that's enough for this video, so definitely let me know if you participate in the project pan, in the Shop My Stash project. My Shop My Stash for August should be already up, so I will link that as well. Let me know which products you would like me to add to my next Shop My Stash, and what are your results if you participate in this challenge. Definitely let me know if you've been able to use up some of your products or hit pan on anything, and or if you've hit any other significant milestone in your makeup collection. And I hope you have a great day, and I'll be very happy to see you in my next video. So, bye!